Hello viewers and welcome back to your favorite baking channel, Baking with Chef Tonde. With Easter around the corner, a lot of people would love to try and make a delicacy very popular during the Good Friday celebration, a product called Hotcross buns. It's popular, but a few people know how to make it correctly. And I would love to take the opportunity to show you how to correctly make Hotcross buns. But for starters, we're gonna start making the cross, how to make the Hotcross. And what exactly is a Hotcross bun? It is just a spiced bun, traditionally consumed or eaten during Good Friday celebrations, Easter celebrations in countries like the UK, Australia, and South Africa, here in Africa mainly, in South Africa, and some other places where they take the tradition of celebrating the Good Fridays, Christian communities mostly. So what I did, I just went around, then I bought a packet of Hotcross buns, just for starters, so that I show you exactly, because I have traveled across Africa and I discovered that these Hotcross buns, they are mostly consumed in South Africa. Mostly in South Africa, they take them very seriously, and there is even competitions during the Easter holidays on who makes nice Hotcross buns. But other countries, they don't even know about Hotcross buns. Even if they are Christians, they or those people who celebrate Good Friday and stuff, they don't even know what a Hotcross bun is. So I just want to show you how you make the Hotcross buns correctly. So for starters, we're gonna start with how to make the cross on its own, the Hotcross on its own, because that's where the biggest challenge is for most of the people. Because when you bake your Hotcross bun, this cross mustn't bend, mustn't change color. It must maintain its whiteness so that the cross can be visible even if the bun on its own is bent. So how do we achieve that? After baking, then something still maintain its whiteness. And most of the people in especially in Malawi, in Tanzania, I discovered they think you put this cross after baking. So I had a couple of lessons in Tanzania where I was teaching people how to make cross, just the cross alone. The bun they could make it, but to achieve this cross was a mammoth task. So what I'm going to do, this is the bun. It have got a fair distribution of fruit in, but for this episode's sake, we are just concentrating on the cross, the Hotcross. How to make your cross visible, how to make a cross that can't be bent during the baking process. It must be baked but not bent. It mustn't change color to take the brown color of a baked product, but it must maintain its whiteness. And the bun on its own, it must have a fair distribution of raisins as well and currants as well, of which I will show you how to achieve that in the next episode. But for this episode, I'm just going to show you how to make a nice and very quality Hotcross, the cross. So what do you need? You need your flour, you need your corn flour. This is cake flour. You need your corn flour. You need your milk. You need your oil. And for a chocolate Hotcross bun, for that chocolate cross, you need to add cocoa powder. But when you are adding your cocoa powder, you have to reduce the amount of your flour or the amount of your corn flour. But all in all, these three powders must give you 100% of a powder, of a flour, to say. So what do you do? So we're gonna start with the white cross. What do you need? You just need your flour. So we will make a measurement of 100 gram batch. What do I mean? It means you put 100 grams of flour, your cake flour. So you need 100 grams of your flour, your cake flour, 100 grams. So it's 100 gram batch. There we go. You take your flour away. Then we go to corn flour. So corn flour, your corn flour and your cake flour must be equal. So we need 100 grams of corn flour. So we have 200 grams of flour. So if you don't have the corn flour, you can use the cake flour alone, but you won't achieve that pure white cross. That's the problem with the using the cake flour alone. But you can use it if you don't have corn flour. So never mind. So we have 200 grams of flour. But if you want to use cocoa powder to make the brown or the chocolate cross, what you have to do is to divide this 200 by 3. What 3? The cake flour, the corn flour, and the cocoa powder. So the cocoa powder must be equal to the flour, to the corn flour as well, to your flours, to say. So, but in this episode we are not making the cocoa one. It was just for illustration. But we're gonna make the one that is common, the normal hot cross bun, the traditional hot cross bun. And remember, a hot cross bun is a spiced bun consumed traditionally by Christians celebrating Good Friday in some parts of the world. Not everyone know about this. So 200 of our flour, so it's 100. Then we need 250 mils of milk. 250. Exactly like that. Like I had measured it already. Then what do? You need, so it's 250, you need 100 mils of oil. There you go. Take it away. So what you do, you whisk. What you do, you pour this, then you whisk it until you achieve the smooth. because you must be able to pipe this. So it must be porridge and pouring. Smooth and well mixed. Because I see other people, they put a lot of things. They put baking powder and they have problems with once you put baking powder, your cross will bend, because baking powder, remember, it's a leavening agent, so it will create that process, it will initiate that process of a baked product. It will try to raise, it have got that, and it will try to change the color of your cross. So you don't need to put baking powder. The other people I saw, they put vinegar, but you won't achieve. There we go. It must be pouring, so that you must be able to pipe your hot cross on top of your bun. So this is all what I have to show you now in this episode, hot cross. So you can make your crossing in advance, or make a big batch and leave it aside. So you wrap it nicely and put it in the cooler, so that it don't ferment. Because remember, once you put flour and milk, after some time it will start to ferment. So you don't want it to ferment and you have some funny taste when you are making your buns. And after this, then you must wrap it. You must wrap airtight. You wrap it. You wrap it nicely. Airtight, so that you use it as you go, as you make your hot cross buns. So in the next episode, I will be showing you how to now make the hot cross buns, traditional hot cross bun. By traditional, what do I mean? It's the normal one, the normal way bun, which is spiced with the currants and the raisins and some orange zest and a lot of fluffiness and niceness. And there are other also types of hot cross buns where you have a fried fruit which don't have the currants, but with the same look and effect. You have the chocolate, you have the cranberry nut, you have the cranberry, you have it's a lot of other flavors, but all of them, they are emanating from the traditional hot cross bun. So all these other flavors come from the one that I will show you in the next episode. This is your resident chef signing out. My tabasa Tonde. See you here. Take care.